It's Tuesday, August 23rd, and this is now on HNN.
Police have arrested a suspect accused of fatally shooting a woman in Chinatown.
Power generator did kick on at the Kauli airport.
Tens of thousands of customers on Maui were in the dark. We've got an update on a widespread power outage.
We are right in that Goldilocks window.
Unraveling your traveling, why you should book your Thanksgiving and Christmas flights now.
Plus, a big concert announcement. News you won't want to stop believing. Coming up on This Is Now. Good afternoon. Thanks for watching This Is Now. Let's get started with this update. Crews have restored power to most customers on the Valley Isle after a big power outage.
That's right. About 65,000 customers were left in the dark, and the widespread outage caused problems on the Valley Isle. Our Chelsea Davis joins us live from Kahului with more. Chelsea.
Actually, Jonathan Ash, I made my way up the upcountry. I moved. I was in Kahului earlier, and now I'm in Pukalani because I'm hearing still some customers in the Pukalani area are without power. I'm actually at the Pukalani Terrace Center, where you can see the stores are back open. But again, still hearing from people in parts of Pukalani and Makawao without power at this time. Hawaiian Electric crews say that about 100 people are still without power at this moment, and those include people upcountry, as I mentioned, Pukalani, Makawao, pockets of central Maui, as well as Haiku. It's only about 100 people right now, but this outage affected pretty much the entire island. We heard from people on the south side, west side, east side, the north side, as well as central Maui and upcountry as well. As you mentioned, at the height of it, 2:45 this morning, Hawaiian Electric says approximately 65,000 customers were without power this morning. And they can't tell us exactly what caused this widespread outage, but they do say that crews are working really hard to restore power to all their customers as quickly as possible. They are checking equipment. They are checking power lines. They're not exactly sure where this problem generated from, but they tell us that they started in central Maui and then they're working their way out from their power plants in those areas. There's no estimated time frame either for when this power will be restored to the remaining 100 customers. But again, they tell us they are working as quickly as possible. And of course, they thank all their customers for their patience. Now, in addition to this widespread outage and the cause of it, 14 public schools have been canceled today, as well as numerous county offices. People could not go into work because they just don't have power. So schools were canceled. We have a full list of all the 14 schools on our website at hawaiinewsnow.com, as well as what offices are closed as well. But definitely an unusual circumstance. I can't remember a time where this ever has happened, where widespread power outage affecting people in all areas of Maui. But that's the latest from Hawaiian Electric officials, and that's the latest here from the Valley Isle. I'll send it back to you guys.
All right, Chelsea Davis, I know you had a rude awakening with no air conditioning this morning, so thanks for your great reporting. All right, let's get to today's other top stories.
That's right. Police have arrested the suspected gunman accused of fatally shooting a woman in Chinatown. Dylan Ancheta has the update.
HPD tells us the murder suspect accused of fatally shooting a woman in Chinatown last week Friday has been arrested. Authorities identified the man as 58-year-old Tony Johnson. He was taken into custody this morning and is being held on suspicion of second-degree murder and gun crimes. His arrest stems from the deadly shooting that happened just after 11 p.m. Friday night. The victim was sitting at a bus stop near the corner of Hotel and River Street. Police said she was alongside her husband when the couple got into an argument with an unknown male. Authorities said during that argument, another man then showed up and allegedly shot the woman in the head before fleeing the scene. She was taken to a hospital where she later died, and the case was reclassified as a homicide investigation. The victim hasn't yet been publicly identified. We also looked into the criminal history of the suspect, Tony Johnson, and he has several minor citations, but in 2015, there was a serious case of terroristic threatening where he allegedly threatened a woman by holding a knife to her neck. Now, that case was dismissed when the victim failed to show up in court to testify. That's the latest details for now. For This Is Now, I'm Dylan Ancheta.
HPD has opened a criminal probe into a deadly crash from yesterday. It claimed the lives of 2 people. Our Casey Lund has the details.
Aloha, certainly a tragic story here on Oahu's North Shore. I'm right between Laie and Kahuku. This is where HPD says the driver of that pickup truck, a 27-year-old male, was driving recklessly, weaving in and out of traffic, trying to bypass vehicles when he collided head-on with another car.
The reckless driving that the man exhibited leads us to believe that this is a double manslaughter case. It clearly was a factor just because the white Ford pickup truck into the oncoming lanes at the posted speed limit here of 25, 30, 40 miles an hour, 2 vehicles hitting at 40 miles an hour is the same as a single vehicle hitting a wall at 40 miles an hour. So you can imagine the damage and the injuries that are caused.
Here's what HPD tells us happened around 1 yesterday afternoon along Kamehameha Highway, right by Gunstock Ranch in the Kahuku Laie area. The driver of that pickup truck, again, weaving back and forth in and out of traffic, trying to get around other cars. Now, at one point, it crossed the center line and crashed head-on into a Hyundai sedan. A 55-year-old woman driving that sedan died along with her passenger, a 62-year-old man. Another passenger, a 30-year-old woman, is in critical condition today. The truck driver is also hospitalized in serious condition. We spoke to a longtime Kahuku resident who was just a few cars behind that sedan. She tells us dangerous driving and speed is a real problem in this area.
I don't feel good about it because that's most of the accident that happen is either speeding, overtaking, and it's just a lot of that. End up with the innocent people die.
It was 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It was nice, bright, sunny afternoon, and it just kind of all came to a tragic conclusion as a result of this totally avoidable collision.
Police tell us speed does appear to be a factor in this crash, but at this hour they don't believe drugs or alcohol played a role. I want to give you some statistics. So far this year, Oahu has had 32 traffic-related fatalities compared to 33 the same time last year. But statewide, 2022 has been a far more dangerous year, especially on Hawaii Island. From January to August 10th, there were 76 traffic-related fatalities across all islands in our state, up from 53 the same time last year. We are in touch with HPD trying to get an update on that man's condition, although at last check, again, he was in serious condition. We'll keep you updated as this case moves forward. Reporting on Oahu's North Shore, I'm Casey Lund. For now, we'll send things back to you.
A time-lapse video showed floodwaters rising in a street in Metro Manila's Quezon City after tropical storm Maan made landfall Tuesday. With winds of almost 69 miles per hour, the storm intensified and barreled through northern Philippine provinces. Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. announced a 2-day closure of government offices and public schools in the capital region and several other provinces. The Weather Bureau warns more rain, severe winds, flooding, and rain-induced landslides could also happen. The storm is likely to weaken as it crosses the country, only to re-intensify and develop into a typhoon over the South China Sea on Wednesday. Closed factories and blackouts. China is struggling through an unrelenting heat wave, the country's worst in 6 decades. Christy Lou Stout shows us the huge impact the weather is having inside the country and globally.
China is suffering through its worst heat wave since 1961 as officials deal with surging electricity demand from households and dwindling hydropower output. They're taking measures across the country. In the megacity of Shanghai, outdoor ads and billboards have been turned off to save power, according to city officials. Even the city's iconic Bund skyline has gone dark in a desperate bid to save electricity. In the city of Chongqing, over 5,000 firefighters and emergency personnel have been dispatched to put out bushfires caused by the drought and heat wave. No casualties have been reported. According to local authorities, the fires are being kept under control. And meanwhile, across the province of Sichuan, the drought has cut its hydropower capacity by half, according to state media. Some 80% of the province's electricity comes from hydropower. And to make up the shortfall, Sichuan is running its largest coal-fired plant non-stop. Also in Sichuan, a blackout has been extended to seize operations at all factories in 19 of the region's 21 cities through Saturday. Sichuan is a key manufacturing hub for chips and for solar panels. It's home to factories run by Apple, Foxconn, and Intel. And because of the power crunch in Sichuan, Car makers in Shanghai have been hit by supply chain disruptions and impacted production at their factories. Affected car makers reportedly include Tesla and SAIC Motor, that's China's largest automaker, which operates joint ventures with Volkswagen and GM. Since mid-June, this intense and prolonged heat wave has been scorching huge parts of China, affecting some 900 million people. On Tuesday, China issued a red alert heat warning that's the highest level to at least 165 cities and counties across the country, where temperatures are expected to exceed 40 degrees Celsius or 104 degrees Fahrenheit. Across China, the human toll is serious and the economic toll is rising. Christy Lustout, CNN, Hong Kong.
A video recorded by a firefighter shows a fire tornado developing in northeast Portugal at one of the main wildfires still active in the country. Fire tornadoes are a rare phenomenon that comes from a mix of conditions involving heat, wind, and dust. They can dramatically worsen already serious wildfires. Portugal has been facing a complicated fire season with continuous blazes, keeping operations all hands on deck. Currently, over 2,000 firefighters are on the ground battling blazes.
Well, it's been a pretty busy tourism summer here in the islands, but it's happening without many Japanese guests. Only 916 people came here yesterday on flights from Japan, the first time the count fell below 1,000 since July. Other international flights from places like Sydney, Seoul, and Manila have been bringing in 1,000 to 2,000 a day, about 2/3 of pre-COVID normal. Total traffic is 91% of what we got in 2019. Now that's driven mostly by West Coast visitors. As we continue to unravel your travel, I want to take some time now to talk about how some travel experts say now is the time to book your holiday trips for Thanksgiving and Christmas. Well, it's August, and while some people are still enjoying their summer vacations, some travel experts say it's time to book your fall and winter holiday flights.
We are right in that Goldilocks window, and that's why we're seeing so many great deals.
Scott Kays is the founder of travel website Scott's Cheap Flights.
Everybody else is thinking about summer travel, Labor Day travel, and that's why now is the time when you actually do see some of those cheap holiday flights pop up.
Many experts say there's reason to be optimistic when it comes to the cost of airfare. According to the latest Consumer Price Index, average airline fares fell sharply in July compared to June, nearly 8%.
I think there's reason to suspect that it's going to continue to fall further, in large part because the summer wave when travel is at its peak is largely behind us now.
Kays also says if you already know where you're traveling to, do your research and track flight prices to get alerts when there's a price drop. And keep in mind that prices could soar the longer you wait.
Just in the same way that winter jackets are going to be cheapest if you purchase them in the summer, so too with those winter holiday flights. Always book opposite season.
Kays also points out some of the biggest deals out there right now for flying during Thanksgiving week is if you go international.
It's actually a low season, the end of November, so you might actually pay the same price to fly to Buffalo as you pay to fly to Barcelona.
Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg just gave an update to CNN regarding this summer of delays and cancellations that travelers have been dealing with. Here's some of what he had to say.
So what we're seeing is two things or several things hitting at once. It's not unusual to have weather. There's always weather. But right now, when weather hits the system is not able to absorb. It's not able to cope, largely because airlines don't have the staff that they need to adapt and be resilient when there is some kind of curveball or a situation. So what we're pressing the airlines to do is twofold. First of all, make sure they got the realistic scheduling and the adequate staffing so these delays and cancellations don't happen in the first place. Secondly, to make sure they're clear and transparent about taking care of customers when there is a disruption that can't be avoided. My department announced that we are going to pull together information in a transparent fashion to make it available to the public about how the different airlines stack up with what they do, how they treat you when you have an issue or an incident. And the next few days while we're preparing that website would be a great time for airlines to raise the bar on what they offer passengers. We also set rules and enforce them about things like being entitled to a full cash refund if your flight does get canceled. And if you're not getting that as a passenger, we want to hear about it because part of our job is to enforce those rules.
And we got some breaking news coming into the H&N Digital Center as we take a live look outside. We just got an update from the Department of Health. There has been a brown water advisory issued for the east and south shores of Oahu. Again, that's by the Department of Clean Water branch of the Department of Health. A brown water advisory for the south shores and east shores. We got some rain this morning, so getting pretty yucky out there along the shoreline. Don't want to get into that brown water. Let's see how the rest of your weather is gonna play out. Here's Billy V in for Guy Hoggy.
Let's get your 7-day forecast. Winds are going to be variable 5 to 15 miles per hour. Cloudy to partly cloudy skies depending on where you are. And so when the rains fall, they'll kind of stick around for a little while. Tomorrow, the trade winds start to ramp up. By the time we get to Friday, game day Saturday, those trade winds will be blowing 10 to 20 miles per hour. We'll have the usual sunshine with windward and Malco showers drifting leeward at times. But for today, muggy, sticky, and rain, especially in the afternoon in the interior and leeward sections.
What do you say we check in on the information superhighway? Here's what the internet is talking about today, and McDonald's and Pokemon fans, listen up. Yeah, that's because McDonald's is launching a new Pokemon Happy Meal. Yep, each meal will include all you need to play a match battle of the Pokemon trading card game. That's 4 cards, an instruction sheet, of course, a coin, a spinner, and a card box. Last year's Pokemon meal was a huge indicator of how this one's going to be. It was awesome. People loved it, kids and collectors alike. That's why McDonald's is limiting the number of Happy Meals each customer can buy on this offer, and they're only available through mid-September. That gives you a few weeks to catch them all and avoid overpaying on eBay later, because you know that will happen.
Oh, yeah, and if you hold on to them, they'll be worth lots of money probably in a couple decades.
Yeah, we're still waiting for your mom to find those cards.
Yeah.
We've been talking about it for way too long.
I think we should give up. I think it's a lost cause at this point. I know. Well, LeBron James is putting his money where his mouth is. The future NBA Hall of Famer just had his signature logo, an LJ crown, implanted on a tooth. I don't know if you can see it there. So these images of James's new look were taken by the LA Lakers team photographer. And last week, the 37-year-old signed a $97.1 million extension with the Lakers, which makes him the highest earning player in NBA history. Although James is not coming off a statistically strong season, he is coming off a statistically strong season. The team didn't do so well. They ended with a 33-49 record, missing out on the playoffs. You can kind of see it now.
Yeah, and he can buy a lot of Pokemon cards with that.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Well, the severe drought in Texas has uncovered a little piece of history. Dinosaur tracks from about 113 million years ago can be seen in a dried out river in Dinosaur Valley State Park. Now, park officials says these tracks likely came from an Acrocanthosaurus that weighed 7 tons and reached 15 feet tall. The tracks in Dinosaur Valley State Park are expected to be covered up again with river water as local forecasters are predicting some rain.
And I had not seen this images before this story, and it's way cooler than I expected for our podcast listeners. It really is like fossil footprints, like leading right into this pond where the water receded, or that river waterbed.
Yeah.
It's super cool, and I cannot believe you pronounced that word right. So,
I've never heard of an Acrocanthosaurus, so I wonder what it looks like.
I trust that's how you say it. I know you got it right.
It looks like it's what you call it? They didn't walk on 4 legs.
Oh,
like
yeah, you're right.
Tooth,
Like a tooth. They probably had like the T-Rex arms or something.
Right.
We'll have to look it up.
Yeah.
Get a picture of what the dino actually looked like. All right, guys. Huge concert news breaking this morning on Sunrise. Let's toss things back over to Billy V with that info.
Happy birthday to you. Rick Bartolini and Jake Hinkle join us. Of course, Rick Bartolini presents. We've got a concert announcement. We mentioned it this morning, but go ahead and say it.
Journey, October 5th at the Blaisdell Arena. They're back.
Yay! So those of you that have been faithfully waiting, who's crying now? Those without tickets, right? Okay, so tickets go on sale when?
This Saturday, 10 a.m. for Hawaii residents only for a week-long pre-sale.
Awesome. Week-long pre-sale. Right. For Hawaii only?
Hawaii only, yep.
Let's talk about that for a couple of moments. Tell us how we restrict sales to Hawaii. How is that done?
Yeah, so it's got to be cross-checked with your credit card, zip code in Hawaii, and you'll get the access to the tickets.
Okay, how much are tickets?
Starting at $55.
Awesome. Let's see, week-long pre-sale, mentioned about the tickets. Tell everybody, what is Journey going to be doing during this concert?
Well, it's only them. There's no opening act. It's probably going to be about a 2-hour show, just hit after hit after hit. I'm a Bay Area guy, so I grew up with that music, as did the rest of the world. But for us, they were close by.
Awesome, and it's been 14 years that Journey has had Arnel Pineda at the lead vocal spot, which is just crazy. And there's a lot of fans. He must be excited to be coming over here.
Yeah, haven't touched base with him, but he's beloved here as well as the band.
Awesome. Let's talk about also your friend Olivia Newton-John and why this show is meaningful to you.
She was a friend. I grew up as a kid with her. She had a profound impact on my life, and just wanted to dedicate this show to her, and $1 from every ticket goes to her Cancer Wellness and Research Center in Australia.
Okay. And so you are looking forward to filling that arena with people singing at the top of their lungs.
Yes, absolutely. Okay,
very good. So if you want to go ahead and be a part of Journey here in Hawaii, and especially since they have set the record, they set the bar for, shows sold out back in the day.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so this is like getting right back into the thick of concerts.
Yeah, it's a celebration. It's going to be great.
Okay, so can you name anybody else that's coming in the future? Or?
No. But we will be following up in a couple of weeks with some more show announcements.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, I had to ask. So, Journey, get your tickets. Once again, they go on sale?
This Saturday, 10 a.m., Ticketmaster.com or rbpconcerts.com.
Okay. Or you can watch this interview again. We'll put it online at hawaiinewsnow.com.
Don't stop believing. We couldn't play the music because of copyright issues. You can't play that stuff on Facebook. But
they would
it's
kick
in
us off.
your head, right?
Of course.
You know the
Of
songs.
course. I saw them last time they were here. It's just a fun time.
Yeah, the best karaoke jams, too. Yeah. All right, Snoop Dogg, right?
I love this so much. So Snoop Dogg is entering the world of children's programming with a new animated kids series. Doggy Land Kids Songs and Nursery Rhymes launched on YouTube and YouTube Kids. So Snoop partnered with Claude Brooks, the Emmy-nominated producer and creator of the children's franchise Hip Hop Harry, and singer-songwriter October London on the project. Now it features a colorful cast of dogs who use song, dance, and rap to teach social, emotional, and cognitive skills aimed at toddlers to 8-year-olds. The rapper voices the main character, Bow Wizzle, who serves as the adult mentor to the rest of the cast.
Love it. And Snoop Dogg just last week came out with a new cereal as well. I don't remember the name of it, but he is all over the place. He also makes a cameo in a new Netflix vampire movie that was just launched, I think, this month. So he's everywhere.
I love it.
Also doing his Martha Stewart potluck.
Mm-hmm. He has a wine.
Yeah. I love him. He's a great guy. And I love when he teams up with Martha. Two of my favorite celebs there. All right, guys, that's it for This Is Now. So great to have Ashley back here in the H&N Digital Center. She's back with Market first at 4 on KHNL. Have a good one.
See ya.